like a boss.
First of all, getting a guy's attention isn't the hard part, right? It's keeping his attention that's the hardest part. And the reason why is because you don't need much to get his attention. Anything can get your attention. A car accident can get your attention, right? But does it hold your attention? Now, if you're a chismoso like me, of course it will. I love watching. Whenever I see an ambulance and I'm in the car, I follow the ambulance. I follow the fire trucks just to see what's going on, right? But what you gotta do, the key to all of this is to engage the person's imagination. You want them to embellish your image in their minds, right? You want them to exaggerate the way they see you in their minds. Because once they do that, you've already won. Once you've done that, the hardest part of the game has already been achieved, right? So how do you do that? Well, first of all, you gotta start from the beginning, okay? Find a natural quality about you, right? So are you naturally a nice person? Me, I'm naturally a nice person, right? I'm naturally somebody who's very loving. And that's the truth, contrary to how it looks like. I'm actually a very loving person, right? I was a Christian. You know, I used to love people that I didn't even fucking know, you know? But you gotta find something natural in your character and embellish that natural part of yourself. Maybe you're a nice person, embellish it, right? But then add the opposite to it. Because every single person has a dark side. And your dark side reflects the image that you put out into the world, right? It's a mirror image of what you put out. So if you're naturally a nice person, there's an asshole part of your personality that you don't show into the world. What we want to do is embrace that part in subtle ways, not in obvious ways, because then it looks fucking bipolar, okay? So you want to slowly hint at it. So if you're naturally a nice person, have a, slightly evil smile to you that hints at something darker. If you are a nice looking innocent girl, have a slightly sexual hint to your character, right? We want to have a contrasting quality to ourselves, right? So that's one thing. Find a part of yourself that's actually one that's a quality of who you are, right? So if you're naturally a nice person, then go with the asshole, right? If you're naturally a considerate person, have a inconsiderate side to your personality and slowly show it, okay? It could be through maybe your hinting at, I don't care about that kid, man. I don't care about giving to the poor. You know, like, if you're really a nice person and people know that, and then they hear you say that, they're gonna say, oh, okay. All right, this is interesting, right? The next thing is to have contrasting qualities that go against your physical appearance, right? So the first one is to find a natural quality in you, a natural quality, and contrast it. The next thing is your physical appearance. And so if you look innocent, if you have an innocent baby face like me, then have an evilness to your personality. Okay? So if you look like somebody who is very rational, who's very studious, have an irrational side to your personality. You imagine Mark Zuckerberg fucking being a party animal even to this day? You know what I'm saying? You're like, this motherfucker looks like a nerd, but he's a party animal. That's what I'm talking about. A contrasting quality to the way he looks. If you're a genius, let's just assume you're a fucking smart person, look dumb, right? That's how Einstein looked, right? What you want to do is, these things can be advertised. You want to advertise these things not in your words, but in your mannerisms, in your gestures. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a nice person, then giving this look to people from time to time lets them know that you're not too nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you have a nice angel look, hey, don't fuck with me, right? That kind of stuff makes people obsessed. A perfect example of that was Prince. Prince was a perfect example of contrasting qualities that he looked like a fucking feminine ass dude, but when he talked, he was very masculine. Right? But it's all in your mannerism. It's all in your mannerism. It cannot be too obvious. You cannot advertise it with your words. You can't say I'm an asshole. No, it has to, people have to sense it subtly. The next thing is your gender roles, right? So if you're a feminine woman, like I always say, embrace your slightly masculine side to your character. If you're a masculine guy, find a feminine side like Prince. Right? Having those things makes people intrigued. With me, I have a masculine side, but I also have a feminine side that's in the arts. It's in the meditation, right? All of those things, ladies, I'm telling you, I know I repeat myself sometimes, but it's for a reason. This is the key. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to give you a result, and then you could go on about your ways. I'm not here to keep you. I'm trying to tell you what works so that then you could just move on and watch other videos. Well, don't do that, okay? I'm closing the channel, right? So your gender roles, right? Your gender roles is one of them, right? And because if you're just too fucking feminine, the guy's gonna get bored of you. A guy wants a girl who he can chill with. A guy wants a girl who has a little masculinity to her. So that means if you're super feminine, maybe you have a masculine side to your character. Maybe you dress masculine. Maybe you have a mannerism that's masculine. Maybe you sit down with your legs open, like, you know, with your jeans on, obviously, right? The next thing is physical heat and emotional blandness, right? So that means that when you're there, you show them a lot of love, right? But when you're not there, you're fucking cold. It could possibly be that when you spend time with him, you show him all the love, but when you're not with him, it's out of sight, out of mind. It could be that you have amazing sex and you love having sex with him, but then you leave afterwards. That kind of stuff offends people. And when you offend the guy, when you make the guy feel like, what's going on? Why doesn't she like me? Why isn't she physically warm with me? That's gonna make him feel insecure. You get what I'm trying to say? Physical heat and emotional warmness and emotional blandness creates a challenge. It makes a guy want to warm you up. It makes a guy want to see that happy side of you. So you could be sexual with him, but then when you're around him, you're a little cold. You know, you don't smile too much. You know, you gotta have a place where you're warm and a place where you're cold. It could be you're cold in person and warm over text, or vice versa. But you gotta have that contrast. That kind of stuff creates obsession, people. It could be that one day when you're with them, you're physical, then the next day you're distant. That kind of stuff frustrates, but creates obsession. And the last thing is reputation versus reality. Maybe you're known as a bitch, and it's good if you're known as a bitch. But when they meet you, you're not a bitch. Maybe they know me as a player, but when they meet me, I want a relationship with you, girl, and I'm not lying. I will never lie to you. I will never do that to you. Right? Those kind of things, reputation versus reality, is a way to send a mixed signal. It's like when you meet a guy and you think he's an asshole, but then when you meet him, he's fucking petting a goddamn rabbit, a little bunny. You're like, oh wow, he's not an asshole. He was petting a bunny when I saw him. Bitch, he was doing that for the effect. All of those things are contrasting qualities that makes guys fall in love with you, creates an obsession, and it holds your attention. It indicates that there's depth to your character. When you do this kind of stuff, you will stand out. If the person doesn't like you, if the person doesn't want a relationship, despite all of those things, all of those positive traits that you have, this guy's not for you. It is better on to move on, okay?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys ever want to learn how to use your feminine energy to influence people, learn how to use your masculine energy to become more assertive, and also learn how to blend both energies to improve your dating life, your spiritual life, honestly, your relationship life, your family life, your career life, this is the course for you. If I had to make a course for my nieces, I have two nieces, one is 19, and one is 15. 16. Holy shit. Oh my God, he's a bad fucking uncle. He's a bad uncle. Get him. Shut up, Melissa. You should get this course, right? And this is the course that I will make for them. So, for example, watch the curriculum, right? In the first week, we're going to be showing you how to establish a strong masculine foundation without letting it hurt your feminine energy. This masculine foundation is a source of who you are, right? It's your bodyguard. Without this, whatever feminine energy you create will be destroyed by the outside, because your masculine is your shield. So we'll talk about goal setting. We'll talk about how to develop a serious attitude. We're going to be talking about how to use more logic, how to use more goal-oriented behavior. It's more how to be a man. Now the next one is how to embrace the feminine energy, right? This one would teach you about how to minimize excessive masculine traits, developing self-awareness, healing abundant feminine energy, regulating your emotion, mastering voice qualities and facial expressions, surrendering control, and allowing pain to be felt. This is honestly, this will supercharge, like Kaioken, your masculine energy. After that, we have femininity in the workplace and how to be feminine in the workplace without letting people take advantage of you, and the nuances of how women on power should behave versus women who are subordinates in the workplace, and even the dress code. This is based on psychology, people. It's kind of insane. I'm actually excited about this one. The next week, we talk about navigating the labyrinth of male and female friendship. And this, a lot of women find confusing, so we talk about that. And how to identify envious friends, how to identify the good friends, how to keep male friends, and how to keep female friends. Week 5, we talk about how to release the burden of the past and stop and destroy mental projections. This is actually really powerful. And then week 6, we talk about how to increase your observational power so that you could read people better. And we have a bunch of bonuses. The course starts at $99, and you guys can pre-order the course today at $69 before it goes out. If you're watching this, most likely I'm in the meditation retreat, so I will be praying for all of you guys. And just click on the description down below of the video, right there, you'll see it, and you could pre-order that course. It's gonna be out by the end of next month or the beginning of February of March. One of the two, people, because I have a 10-day retreat to do, and I want to finish the course after the retreat, because I think the ideas are gonna be so much better. All right, man. I'll see you guys later. Pre-order, man. I'm closing the channel.